we're going to be doing a dimension with lowlights on an all-over blonde client. The products you're going to need are a brush, a comb, a tint brush, a tint bowl, and then some sectioning clips, as well as the foils that we're going to be using. This client often wears a side part, so we're going to be sectioning the lowlights around that side part. So we're creating a mohawk section, but by the part. If your client has a middle part, you'd be making the mohawk section around their part. So we're sectioning and making sure our parts are super straight, and then we're going ahead and starting at the front of the face. So you're going to make a slice that you should be able to read a newspaper through. So first start with a smaller subsection and then split that in half. Again, making sure the parts are straight. So as you can see, the part's already kind of thin, and then you want to split it in half again to make sure that that color really gets onto all the hair strands. Again, just making sure you can read a newspaper through it. Now we're going to clip that front piece away because we want the front to be the lightest, and then the part that we sectioned off is going to be the part that we're actually coloring. So we're going to place the foil onto a comb and then place that under the hair that you're going to be coloring. Making sure to pull that hair straight down so it's tight to the foil, and you can remove your comb. Now starting with the coloring, we're going to brush down the whole strand of hair that we've picked out, and then we're going to do dry brushing to make sure that the color blends in with the natural root and the blonde color. Going back and forth, really making sure to blend it all in. And then you fold the foil up and let that process. We're going to continue that same technique all the way down the mohawk section. Now we're starting with the side section, and we're going to be taking diagonal parts. Again, splitting that part in half so it's thin enough to read a newspaper through, then placing the foil underneath the part that you're coloring. We're going to do the same concept as we did for the front piece and brush the whole strand of hair, and then do the dry brushing to make sure that it's blended in. Then fold that up, and that's ready for processing too. And again, you're going to want to do diagonal parts throughout the whole side section just to make sure that it's all blended in. You're going to do the same method with the diagonal parts of the other side, and then once the last foil is placed, you're going to be processing her hair for 30 minutes. The formula I would use would be a 08N and a 08T to remove the brassiness but keep the natural look. This coloring surface will add dimension and depth for the perfect look.